Hi all. In today's video, we are going to discuss Analytics tab in Tableau. So Tableau provides us with an Analytics tab, which is just adjacent to the Data tab, which you see. And in this tab, you get a set of functions which can be directly applied to your graphs. You get an option. You get three types of analytical functions. One is the functions which summarize your data. Second, you get the various models to apply to your data, and then you get some custom functions. So these custom functions of reference line, reference band, and distribution band and box plot are the ones which we had discussed in the videos of reference lines. So if you have to go through these functions, you'll have to go through the reference lines video which I have made. Apart from that, these two, if we discuss about this summarize set of analytical functions, are the ones which are applied on our measures, and they basically find out a bit of the constant lines. That is, if there is a visualization and you would like to see the x and y coordinate values of that line of a particular point in a visualization, you can see that using constant line. Then the average line gives you the average value on a visualization, and then median with quartiles, box plot, and the totals, we'll all be seeing these. And then we'll see the various kinds of models available in Tableau. So first of all, let's discuss the functions which are available in Summarize, and then we'll discuss each of these models. So without much ado, let's move to our Tableau workbook. But before moving to our Tableau workbook, let me give you a brief description of what these Summarize functions do. So basically, if we talk about the Analytics tab, Tableau provides a set of predefined functions in Analytics tabs for performing a few data analytics related tasks within the Tableau. So one of them is Summarize. So Summarize consists of a set of functions available in Tableau, and that will help us in the aggregation of data. Like basically, if you have got some continuous variable, the measure variables, and you've got data points in your visualization. Now, if you want to find out the values corresponding to that data point, means the x-axis value, y-axis value, or the average lines, the total corresponding to rows or columns, that you can easily obtain using this summarize function. This is quite similar to the summarize we had discussed in our previous videos, which were on the aggregation of data. So since we had already discussed these in the aggregation videos, so we'll not be discussing the summarize part. We'll be straight away coming to the model part. If you guys want know-how, I'll give you one example of summarize, and this then you can check out the other ones, because they are quite similar to the aggregation functions we had discussed in the aggregation video. So without much ado, let us move to my Tableau workbook, and let's see how to perform summarization of data. So over here I have got this summarize sheet, and I would like to plot over here the relationship between the profit and sales. And over here, if I see, I've got this one value. If I would like to see it based on category, so I've got these 3 points, one representing the furniture and the total profit and sales generated by this category. Then office supplies, the profit and sales total generated by office supplies, and the category technology, the total profit and sales generated by this category. Now, if I want to check few summarize functions on this data, I can do that. First of all, if I would like to see a constant line, if I would like to see the constant line corresponding to the first observation, I'll just double click on the constant line, and I'll get this line. So basically, this line is representing a constant line. Means for this value, I'm getting my x-axis and y-axis value. Since for category furniture, my profit was 18451 and my sales were around 75420. So over here, if I see, I'm getting these two constant lines. One constant line is cutting out the profit for office supplies, and this constant line is cutting out the this constant line is cutting out the my sales for office supplies, and this is cutting out my profit for furniture. So basically, this constant line, what it does is it draws a straight line, either vertically or horizontally, at the level where you get the first observation. So if I talk about the profit axis, the first value on the profit axis was this one. So a line got projected from this point to my profit axis, and when I talk about the sales axis, you will see that first of all this point is coming into my sales axis, and then is this point. So from the first point which comes to my sales axis, a line is projected over here. So I'm getting the values on the sales and profit axis corresponding to the first point. So on the profit axis, if I see, the first point with the minimum profit is this, and on the sales axis the first point with the minimum sales is this one. So lines are projected corresponding to these points on the profit and sales axis respectively. So this is what constant line function does. Now we'll see the function of average line, but before that we'll have to remove this. So I'll remove this visualization. Let me plot profit and sales again over here. Profit with sales I'm plotting, and now I would like to have subcategory values over here. So I'm placing it. These are my subcategories. Now if I would like to see, I'll go to the analysis tab. Now I would like to have the average lines. So corresponding to all the subcategories, sales and profits, what are the average lines that would be visible over here? So if I talk about the profit axis, the average profit across the subcategory of products is 16,847. So I see a vertical line over here. And if I talk about the average sales across categories, subcategories, I see that the average sales is around 135, 129. This is the average sales across the subcategories. So using this average line will help me draw vertical and horizontal lines corresponding to the average value of each of my axes. So this is what the average line function does. Similarly, for others, you guys can work on, or I would tell you one or two more, because these have already been covered a bit in the aggregation part. So I'll remove it. Now let me take another example. Let's take the example of sales being shown corresponding to the category of products. Now if I go to the analytics tab, I see a total option over here. So when you will mouse over, you'll get this option selected. Now if I would like to convert this into table format, you can see this is my table format. I would like to change it in this way. Okay. Now if I add totals over here, you will see that the grand total corresponding to my values over here is appearing. So this is the way you can use the totals function over here in analytics tab. Now, had you been willing to add a grand total corresponding to each row, you could have done that as well. Let's see how can we do that. So I'll place the subcategories over here. Now for each subcategory, now this is giving you the grand total. If you want to add totals corresponding to the subcategory, you can do that as well using the aggregation functions which are available. So in the analysis, I'll go, and in the aggregate measures or over here in the totals, you can see that you would like to see the row grand totals or column grand totals. Right now it's showing you column grand totals. You can see the row grand totals as well. So if I do that, I'll get those values. Since over here in the row we have one value only, so it's not showing. Now if I'll show the order date field over here, just let me drag and drop it again. Maybe it got missed. So now you can see that corresponding to each row, I am getting the grand totals over here, and corresponding to each column, I am getting the grand totals over here. So this is how you use the summarize section of the analytics tab.